Here we go. Midwest F1 is back live with our Friday night multiplayer edition series. Okay, I think we're all set here now. Ooh, we got rain in China. Best Pawns Gibbs pole. He's got a pretty decent start. Looks like he's going to take the lead into turn one. Knuckles falling back a little bit. JC Brackley overtakes in second place. Seaberry's trying to launch it down the inside line. Looks like he's about to get alongside. Jacko's around the outside into turn two here. One driver goes way deep wide. I'm not sure who that is. Plenty of position changes early on. Impossible Bacon up 8 spots. Knuckles down 13, make that 14, so not going his way. All the way down the grid. He must have lost some sort of wing there. He's really struggling to get around. Impossible trying to work on Hash in this wet weather here. He's trying to go on the inside here in sector 2. We'll pull up the track map as well. It seems about to get a late addition of Smith Pell into the booth here. Jinnit and Jacko looking to get a position as we got Kaz major cut in the corner and finds himself spinning out. So he's going to drop down. How far does he go? He's ghosted into 13th. It looks like he's going to end up. Got a couple very quick drivers up the top there. Best Pawns has a lead again. Spaceman losing out major spots. Must have lost his bearings there as he's gone. Hash overtakes Ray now. Impossible overtakes her on the outside there into the final turn. And Valentine gets Kaz as well, as Kaz is now into 15th. Monkey Mafia dropping down the grid, starting 20th. But just finds him his way up a couple spots. Ooh, Kaz really struggling here in the wet. A little bit of contact between him and Yolmir as well, between Monkey and Yolmir. Fuck's piss sakes. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back over now, and everything's fine. Daltonian gets a spot on Menace. Menace gives him a little tap, and tries to comes back, nearly a bump pass there, but A's going to try and hold the position. Jacko trying to make a little bit of ground on Seaberry on the inside. Nearly gets into the back of him there. As well as Ray seems to be working on JC, as JC lost some major spots there. He was up at second a moment ago. Ooh, Ray's getting real heavy on the throttle there. Now Jacko's seemingly trying to come back in for second place. He's moved up 2 spots. Impossible Bacon and Hash have moved up a whopping 11. Where's Jinnit? Jinnit's in 4th, right behind. I was looking down the grid, I feel like I lost him, but yeah, he's up 2 spots as well. He can't find the pace here quite yet, although 4th is fairly respectable. And imagine he'd try and be working on Barry pretty quick here. Yellow flag in sector 2, I think that is ZGS spun out there. Around turn 5, he's collecting himself back up and unfortunately drops all the way down. No true VSCs or anything quite yet. Jinnit's right on the back of Jacko now. It's really tough to try and get a good run out of that big looping turn and not overdo it, as you just saw Jinnit try to. Doing the best he can to stay as close as possible to Jacko, but just gets a little bit too heavy on the throttle and loses it. AE's right behind Ray and looks like gives him a little bit of a bump. Now he's alongside him here. But it looks like Ray gets that position back, does a decent job of blocking off, but out of the final turn, AE's got the pace, but Ray's got the inside line. He's going to send it down the inside. AE's trying to attack, actually around the outside, but Ray's got the shorter way around the turn. He's got the block into turn 2 as well. So he holds on to that position. Jinnit now right behind Impossible Bacon, as we have a little bit of a conga line there going, with Jacko overtaking Steve Barry at some point there. Looks like it's actually Uncle Ben's right. Getting fairly close to Menace here. As the wet race is making it tough to pass, especially with no DRS, and from the looks of it, it may not let up anytime soon here, so we might see inters for this entire 25 lap or 25% race here, but Menace is actually going a little bit too deep there. And Uncle Ben's is going to get a decent run, but it looks like Menace is able to get his car back on track, and he's got that position still held. Kaz and Valentine are going at it, and it's actually Valentine losing a couple spots down into 18th now, and actually that's 19th with Tier the Tier getting the overtake. And Spaceman's going to dive it down the inside and blocks Knuckles, and looks like Knuckles gives a tap to Spaceman, and he is back on track, and Tier the Tier gets the position after all is done, but Spaceman concedes the position and will drop down to 19th. Of course, this being the multiplayer series on our Friday Night Midwest Grand Prix broadcast, a little bit of rain here in China. We're expecting to see Bahrain short after this, so be sure to tune in for that. Attention, attention. Div 2 race is now up on YouTube. There you go. So be sure to go check that out, as well as I might as well plug our YouTube channel, as just as Jay Rand just stated, our Div 2 race is up live on that, so be sure to go take a peek at that. Or sorry, not live, it was past recorded yesterday. Oh, it's Hotspot. There you go. It's tough, everyone's got different names here, and it looks like Uncle Ben's actually gets the overtake on Menace. I was unfortunately not able to take a peek at that, but YouTube as well as Twitter and Instagram, be sure to go give us a follow there. Guys do a good job to keep those pages active, so show the appreciation and support, and go check out those other platforms that we offer here. And it's actually Haas is right behind C. Barry. C. Barry's falling back behind Jacko, but it's all about getting a pretty decent run out of there, and Yulmir Monkey seems to be battling actually, so we'll get on board with that. On with Yulmir Monkey sorry, there we go. Monkey's got the inside line on that swooping right-hander, and it looks like Yomir is trying to get into the slipstream. He's actually pulling out wide here. Feel like he's got the overall pace. Might be able to take a stab here. He's about to get alongside him, but just runs out of track. Is now stuck in behind Monkey Mafia. Monkey seems to slow him up a little bit around that turn as well. Hash is taking the short way around, trying to get alongside Seaberry, but Seaberry comes back and sharply cuts off that turn there. Doesn't leave Hash much place to go here, and Impossible is looking to try and get the traction, which is so very tough here in the wet. Jacko up into first now. Seaberry's doing a good job defending, making it real difficult on the drivers behind to overtake here. It's actually Jinnit as well, looking at an overtake on Impossible, but Impossible's doing a good job as well to not give an opening for Jinnit. And looks like Hash with a little bit of oversteer slightly opens up the door, but as quickly closes it. And fourth place he will hold. We'll have to take a peek at what's going to go around this big looping right-hander. As we just got a follow to get us up to 124, as well as we got a Jinnit to win it on the inside line of Impossible Bacon, and has fifth place with Impossible struggling for ERS, and he's going to try and send it back down the inside line, but Jinnit's given him enough space, but has the position to himself and will hold on to fifth. Moving up a spot, trying to reach into the podium position. Best Pawns is slowly falling away from Jacko. It's Menace with Uncle Ben's Rice into the pit after 7 laps. Jin is alongside Hash and trying to get to the inside line. A little bit of a touch between the two drivers, and the rain has completely let up here, so we might see this track drying out and possibly some softs to come. But is it worth it to just stick out the inters? We've seen it done before. We might see it again, but Jinnit's now into fourth place as he's weaved himself through Impossible, as well as Hash. A couple of decent drivers Jinnit has passed there. It's actually AE getting pretty close to Ray, as they've stayed fairly even the last little while here. Ray's just ever stuck behind. Jin, after that little slip, is going to want to try and catch Seaberry, as Seaberry's actually caught up to the Best Pawns. The Best Pawns looking for a podium here, and it's actually Seaberry loses a little bit of traction there, and Jinnit can keep it clean, which he does, but Seaberry gets the better run out, maybe a little bit more downforce there. And Impossible is, oh, he's just spun out. I'm not sure if there's any sort of contact there. It's actually Hash who's got a really good run. Coming down into that tight right-hander, Hash thinks about it, but it's just not close enough and can't outbreak him. Impossible all the way down into 10th now. Jinnit is going to try and get back on Seaberry here. So a couple cars are pitting, but they're going to have to pit for inters. This track is just not dry enough quite yet, maybe a lap or two away from that. Seaberry once again going a little deep, and that brings Jin right on the inside, and Jin gets the overtake. Seaberry tries to switch him back and is going to try it again, but Jin blocks him, and ooh, Uncle Ben's is out. We'll get on board with Kaz and see what we can see there. I'm not exactly sure what went on there, but Uncle Ben's retires from session. We have 2 drivers out, as Spaceman did earlier. Jin now in podium, looking to hunt down the Best Pawns as well. Hash trying to as well work on Seaberry. Quite a few fights, fairly close. Unfortunately, Impossible Bacon was in that lead pack there, or that secondary pack with Jacko kind of separating himself from the rest of the grid. But Jin's throwing in some solid times here, going purple through sector 2. Gets a little bit of that left-hander there, and the Best Pawns isn't a slow driver by all means. We'll have to see which driver's got the better pace here, as Jin's got 6 full laps to go to try and overtake the Best Pawns. It's actually Hash who's staying fairly close. You can see there's not much water left on this track anymore. Ooh, Jin trying to brake a little later. Sorry, that was... See, Barry actually locking up there. I got my mind all twisted there. It's actually Jinnit who spins out a little bit, but he's alright, still a second and a half behind. Monkey looking to get into the 8th place, but Yolmir right now has the speed. Monkey goes back to a proper racing line. May see DRS open pretty soon here. And as soon as that does, that's about the telltale sign of when drivers are going to come into the pit. But like I said, this track is still a little bit wet, so not time to switch onto the softs. Impossible gets 14th from Valentine, but Valentine does a good job to come back. Impossible on the mediums. I'll have to see how that comes through for him. We'll take a peek at the other car's tire compound here, and the last 4 drivers have switched to the slicks. We'll really be able to tell what the battle between Valentine and Impossible can dispatch him, and then see if he can work on that gap between Valentine and Menace, but I think the track is still a little bit too wet right now. Jins does not have the straight line pace over the Best Pawns. The Best Pawns has got the speed there, as you can see that gap growing. See Barry still in 4th place, making it real hard on Hash. And I actually gift a sub to the Best Pawns, and everyone's going to pit here, except for Hash. So we'll have to see here. The track is really dry now. How much of a gap can Hash open up here? A lot of drivers aren't at the pit, so they got the call. Monkey as well decides not to come in. He's got the fastest lap right now, but that should really change with all the soft tires coming out. 15 seconds separates Monkey and Jacko, so we'll have to see how much that decreases and how quickly. We're on to our 10th lap here. Hash has got himself a 15-second gap to Monkey, and Monkey's holding a 16-second gap to Jacko. How rapidly will that decrease though? Monkey's got to make it so... Ooh, Jin's actually overtaken by Barry. As Jin, spins out again. Not what you want to see, and it's actually to the leader. So Jacko's actually right behind Monkey. So Monkey, it just can't keep the pace with the softs right now. But still 15 seconds to Jacko and Hash. Hash has got a really good shot for a podium here. I think Monkey's attempt at it might fall to the wayside here, as Jacko's decreasing the gap on the straight to Hash here. Hash is not too far ahead of him. And Monkey just does call it. Tried to stay out, but as well as Hash does, pitting, I think it might have been worth it just to try and stick it. Best Pawns into 2nd, see Barry in 3rd. JC's going to go in 4th, but JC's got a 3-second time penalty, so it's going to be tough sledging for him from here on out, especially 2 seconds back to Hash. And some fresh softs as well. But a penalty to the best pawns, and now that removes him from second place and is going to drop him into third. Podium should still be fairly safe for him. But sixth place is not for A. Daltonian with the podium, as well as Jinnit behind him. Jinnit's just found a little bit of misfortune, getting a couple of spins in this race. Tier to tier getting a late pit in. Menace is still on the inters, but he just cannot compete with the slicks of Impossible. Impossible takes 11th. Jinnit now getting pretty close to AE. And DRS is back, so he's going to open up the wing. He's in the slipstream. AE tries to break that slipstream, but Jinnit just got the pace, and he's got sixth place as well. AE will get DRS here into turn 1. Jinnit's got the speed though, and it doesn't look like AE's gonna... Actually, he's making up quite a bit of ground here. Doesn't want to take a lunge. He's just gonna stick in behind Jinnit here. Just follow his... As I say that, he kind of takes that turn a little bit tighter than what Jinnit did, and that's gonna lose him a little bit of time, and oh, nearly loses the car as well, but does a good job of saving it. Fastest lap right now sits with Yolmir. Ash is now gaining some real ground on JC here. AE still right on back of Jinnit. But it looks like JC's going to be in trouble here. Hash is forced to take a tighter turn there. JC and him nearly match each other's speed coming out of the right-hander, but Hash has got the straight line pace as well as DRS, and he's got fourth place on top of it. Best Pawns may be able to hold on to second. The 2.7 seconds between him and C. Berry, so C. Berry, and there you go, it falls to above 3 seconds now, so Best Pawns is actually going to come over the line. Yeah, if it is just a 3 second, which it is, he's going to come over the line in second place. Still 2 more laps to go here. Jacko leads us. Menace is just not giving away with those inters. He's just going to ride them out. He must have made some sort of mistake putting them on, but still holding on to 12th, doing a decent job of that. It's actually as well, AE's not out of the back end of Jinnit here. He's still trying to get that position back. Jinnit just can't shake him. Valentine does get Kaz, and Menace so very late into the pit here. That's going to move him down. It might have been worth his time just to try and last out the rest of the race there. Ash is real close to C. Berry now, but did not get DRS, so C. Berry must have lost some major time somewhere there. And Hash tries to dive down into the tight right-hander there with C. Berry. Doesn't give him room. Yolmir's caught AE and Jinnit now. Hash is really trying to push and finds himself off the final turn, and by doing so gets himself a penalty, and that'll surely make it so C. Berry holds onto the podium with the 2 drivers behind on penalties as well. Take a quick peek at the stops, and yeah, everyone's got 1 stop except for Menace, VTech, and Tier to Tier. Hash has got Seaberry now. I don't think Seaberry's going to try and battle him too much. Oh, actually he does. Hash tries to go around the outside. Seaberry pushes him. Both drivers are struggling for fuel here. Now JC Blackley's looking to try and enter into this grouping here. Battle for third. Still there. The Seaberry blocks off the inside line. Hash once again having the pace around this big right-hander. He's kind of nudging Seaberry through it. Right behind him's got DRS, and now this is where the speed advantage is going to come into play. And now JC's looking to get alongside, but Seaberry outbrakes deep into the turn. And he's going to go back down to fifth, but the two penalties to the drivers ahead are going to hurt them in the end. Hash is going to come over the line for third, but Seaberry will surely jump up onto the podium as he runs out of fuel. Jacko getting the win. Best Pawns in second place. JC dropping down to sixth with the penalties. Yolmir jumping ahead of AE. I might have missed the sprint to the finish there. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. That's on me, ZGS, VTech, tier to tier 16, 17, and 18. Over the line are Ray and Impossible Bacon for 10th and 11th. Knuckles, Valentine, and Menace are the last to finish up here. Going down that long straight stretch is Menace, Valentine just behind. The drought's over, as well as I gifted you a sub, Best Pawns, during the race. Oh, Kaz! Where did he lose it? Well then. You as well, Yulm. Not a bad race from you. Oh. Really? Him? Jacko with another win. I think that's the Best Pawns in a tuxedo suit. That's fun. And Seaberry will collect a podium as well. So good job to all drivers. Jacko actually ends up getting fastest lap as well. Best Pawns coming over second, Seaberry third to finish up the podium. Hash in fourth, Jinnick gets back up into fifth, JC sixth, Yolmir seventh, AE eighth, Monkey ninth, and Ray is 10th. Going into the bottom 10 now, we got Impossible Bacon, Knuckles, Valentine, Menace, Kaz, ZGS, and VTech. And to the tier might actually get points there. Not sure, the math will have to be set up there, but Uncle Ben's Race and Spaceman DNFing. Alright, so AE says that playing league races, so multiplayer series, or no, league races, is where we drive our multiplayer cars. It's like going to middle school with required uniforms, then doing that field trip where everyone gets to wear their own clothes. I never went to a uniformed school, so I have no idea what's going on there. But there you go. You see Bahrain short. Smith? Nothing much, man. How are you doing? So, it's your first time in the booth. What made you want to join? What made you want to get in? Sorry, I didn't see your message until in between races. Oh, we can't hear you. You gotta make sure you have your voice to share. Yeah, no worries. Okay, got you. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. I am the most help me when I beat EC in the Okay, JC. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. JC Blackley is the most talented driver in the field. I'm not sure about that. You're a good driver, JC. I'll give that to you, but you're getting better as well. You figured out you got to go into your share options. You do? You guys still not hear him? Anyone confirm that for me? Here, wait, actually. Weird. Maybe leave the party and join back in. I'm not sure. But A. Daltonian's got pole. Yolmir lets everyone go by as he's got the penalties. Quite a bit of moving around here. It's going to be a little bit of a different one. This is a Bahrain short. We'll have to see who remembers that final turn there. Menace is dropping down the grid. And, ooh, someone spins out. I think that's Uncle Ben's Rice. We got major movements as well. VTEC spins out as well. Someone goes deep as they did not see that turn. And we got a VSC right now. It says it's all on share, hey? It's make sure it's audio, right? Ooh, Hash bumping a little bit with Spaceman there, and Hash just got the lead for 5th place, as well as Valentine. I'm not sure exactly how he wants me to pronounce that. Kaz and JC battling around turn 1. Ooh, JC gets a little bit of a bump to Kaz. Nothing too venomous there, and Impossible gets re-overtaken by Spaceman, but he's gonna get the pace there. 2 DRS zones here, even on a short track, so it's pretty good to see. Bahrain's actually one of the better short tracks in the game. Kata I find to be an underrated one. So you're on your PS4, right? Okay, so I'm on my buddy's PS5 right now, but from what I remember, you go press share, and then I believe it's like share options or something. Yeah. Yeah, and then the check marks are on. Yeah, 1 second. Maybe. I just re-flicked on and off the share party audio as well. Maybe a little screwy because I'm on PlayStation 5 and you're on PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it. Seaberry gets overtaken by Kaz. Is now getting overtaken by Hash. We'll take a quick peek at the tire compounds, and Kaz has lost a lot of pace and and Seaberry smokes the 50 marker sign. And now Hash and Seaberry are getting a run down into turn 1, and both are going to split around the outside and inside of Kaz. We'll get right on board, see if he's going to be able to break back in, and is forced to kind of take a lot of that turn. Valentine bumps a little bit of Kaz, but Kaz is just going to dive back down the turn, but it's actually impossible. Bacon, oh, as we have some major bumps between the drivers. Spaceman and Jinnit are in a little bit of a battle there as well. Kaz once again deciding to cut another turn. Valentine's going to try and send it around the outside, but Kaz has got the pace with being on the softs right now. We've got 29 laps of this. Jeez, this is like a NASCAR race. Here, start another party and invite me to it. Yeah, try that. Be sure it's no, all good. We'll try and get you in. Valentine into the pit. Ooh, and ZGS spins out and is into the barrier. We get on with Jinnit. He's pretty close to the best pawns, but penalties are among us here, as 5 drivers have them. Impossible, Bacon, and Seaberry going for a little bit of a drag race there. A little bit of a tap between Seaberry and Impossible. Impossible's got the inside line, but Seaberry looks like he's got the pace. Impossible's going to outbrake him. Seaberry's going to try to ride the outside line, but it looks like Impossible's got the position, as well as DRS, but it's actually Seaberry who's got the matching pace to Impossible here. But with Impossible's DRS, he's going to be able to hold the position into turn 1 and give Seaberry the inside line. A little bit of a tap between the drivers, but nothing too much here. Some aggressive racing here between a lot of these guys, and Uncle Ben's Rice and Monkey Mafia as well into a little bit of a tussle here. And it's actually Uncle Ben's Rice that gets a better run out of turn 3, I think that is. And it's got the lead into turn 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure. It might be 5, might be 3. Depends how they track them. Some tracks or circuits kind of post their corners a little different to others, and some you can imagine it being a corner, as others that it is a corner. But welcome into our Bahrain short second race of the multiplayer series. We got 29 laps of a short track. Seaberry's into the pit. Monkey is going to try and come back at Uncle Ben's. He's got the DRS inside line as well. Uncle Ben in 10th. Monkey Mafia down the inside line. Goes a little bit deep. Can't take the proper racing line here and just says screw turn 2. But if you like what you see, make sure you give us a follow. We're almost at 125 followers. It's very much appreciated, everyone that does. As well as Uncle Ben comes back on the inside line, and Monkey tries to go for his lowest bit of switchback, but Uncle Ben kind of blocks that off ever so slightly and forces Monkey Mafia to give him a little love tap as he goes by. Jinnit right in behind Kaz here. Might see a little bit of an overtake here into turn 1. Doesn't look like he's going to do it here in the final turn of whatever turn that is. And Jinnit gets a way better launch out of the final turn, and Kaz is overtaking for 6th. Maybe these softs are starting to fall off here. It's actually young GD, or young GD, it's young DJ. Actually onto the hards as well as VTEC, so pitting early and going onto the hard. Spaceman off track as well as out of 9th or 8th place actually. And Monkey's got DRS once again, looking to get into the slipstream, but this straight isn't long enough for him. trying to stay close, wants to be able to still take a lunge. Monkey with the penalty is going to hurt him in the end of this. 5 seconds as well. So he's going to serve that in the pit when he does choose to pit. AE's been able to hold on to this lead for the entire race. JC Blackley in second. We'll take a quick peek at the position changes so far, and it's actually impossible, as well as Jinnit moving up 13 positions respectively. JC and Hash up 2 and 3. Monkey DRS in the slipstream. What can he do here? He's going to get right alongside him into turn 1. Impossible is not going to try and defend the inside line, sorry. Instead takes the outside, and him and Monkey switch back. Monkey's right in behind for turn 2 or 3 or whatever it is. And Uncle Ben's going to hold the position. Monkey gets a far better run this time. But it once again doesn't look like that straight's long enough. Ooh, a little bit of a tap between Impossible and Jinnit. Jinnit does get the position on Impossible.
Hey, you got me here?
Yeah, you joined back in?
Yeah, I think I found it. Let's see if it's working. I'm not sure if anybody's actually watching.
Okay, I've got it up on my phone. I'll let you know. It's about like 10 seconds behind, it sounds. But Monkey's going to work on Uncle Ben's, and he's going to get a cleaner overtake this time. He's going to brake later. Monkey once again going and shooting the inside line a little bit too hard, and cuts turn 2 again, and is going to fall in behind Uncle Ben's. 1 second's about to come up.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
There we go.
Awesome. There we go. Okay, Smith Pell in the booth, 11 laps deep into this Bahrain short. What division do you drive in, Smith?
I'm in D2 right now. Ooh, who's off there? So somebody off at turn 2. Anyway.
I think that's Menace. But how's that year going so far for you?
So far, so good. I've been up for, I think, 3 races now after D3 for about 3 or 4, so no complaints. And
what team were you driving for?
With McLaren.
Ooh.
McLaren. Monkey pulled me into McLaren in D3, and then he left, and now he's leaving again, I think.
He's gonna drop himself down again?
Apparently, he's going to Division 4.
Oh, I guess
started up.
I guess to host that lobby, yeah, because Division 4 is starting to become a real thing.
Yeah, they got like 20 drivers already lined up by the looks of it. So.
Wow. Yeah, we're already doing I believe we're doing a showcase race on Saturday or Sunday, or even both. So.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So how'd you find your way into MidWest?
I think through Facebook, and then I actually think it was Monkey that sent me a message, and took about 2 weeks to get in, and I think I reserved once, and then was into D3, and ever since then been just week over week.
Good stuff. Right now we still got a battle for 6th between Uncle Ben's, the best Pawns, and Monkey's actually just in behind. And it looks like the best Pawns actually gets an overtake on Uncle Ben's. But you wanted to join the booth tonight. What made you want to get in?
No idea. Thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, we have guys that kick around from time to time. Haven't had one for a little while. Sometimes Hotspot joins me on the Friday, but looks like he wasn't available this week.
No. This is a good battle here for 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yeah, they're fairly tight. Is F1 the only racing that you kind of watch, or are you into other racing?
Yeah, pretty much just F1. I don't know. NASCAR was ever my thing, and I'm not really a big fan of Indy. Just, I don't know. I just much prefer the strategy and how dynamic F1 cars are.
Yeah, there's a lot more stories. And oh, there we go. Monkey Mafia spins out Uncle Ben. No free rice for him.
Not tonight.
No. So you're Canadian, right?
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, from Vancouver.
Nice.
Vancouver, British Columbia. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Woodstock, Ontario, so I'm not sure if you know where that is, but maybe an hour from Toronto.
Toronto? Oh, no, you're not a Leafs fan then, are you?
No, I'm a Detroit fan, actually.
Whoa.
Not too good right now, but...
No. Not really at all. There's been quite the long rebuild. I try and work in the hockey scores on the Thursday night broadcast when we have a break in action, and then Stat will throw in the cricket scores as well for all the Australians.
As you say, he's Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an Aussie.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, we like to joke around that they've got a couple of foreigners commenting on an American racing league.
Hey, but put a Canadian and an Australian together, and you're not going to have too many hard feelings.
Man, people love us. By us, I mean Canadians and Australians.
I know, I agree. Yeah.
We can do no wrong.
Well, we can, but we just don't do it very often.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people just don't know when we do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How many laps? So we got Kaz on 13 lap old softs.
Oh wow.
Yes, that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense because it's a short track.
True.
I'm just thinking about when Hash and Jinnit are going to be pitting.
I can see them maybe pit around 20. If he's able to go that deep on softs, JC gets an overtake on Yolmir.
Yeah.
JC actually lets up into turn 1, and Yolmir re-overtakes for that position. JC on some fresh mediums, Yolmir running some fairly old mediums as he's been ripping those things up since the first turn.
Yeah, I think JC will get him on this straight here pretty easily.
Gets alongside him, Yolmir can't defend, and JC's got the position. So yeah, those mediums look to really have come into play there, or the new tires there.
Yeah, now we get to see if JC can catch up to Ed Altonian here. 3 point, what is he, a couple seconds behind?
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Ben has got DRS trying to get alongside C. Barry, but he actually pulls out of that.
It's still going to be interesting here, too, because you're going to get Hash and Jinnit that are going to pit to their softs soon, and they're going to come up behind Adel Tony, JC, and whoever else is right there.
Yolmir looks like it's actually Yolmir right in behind, but Yolmir actually has to pit as well, so we'll have to see if they come out by Impossible Bacon. Now, what I've noticed sometimes with the multiplayer series is that drivers unknowingly share the same pit. So sometimes one will pit the same time as the other, and the one in behind will get sewered because they're double stacking.
That sucks. Yeah, because yes, you wouldn't know, right?
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
There we go. So who's the...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, who's your favorite driver? Kind of pointless.
I don't know. I guess I'd say probably Verstappen, I suppose. I'm not sure even who I'm a fan of in terms of... I guess I'm a fan of Red Bull because they're the ones that can beat Mercedes right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's
Ricardo probably, though.
Yeah, who doesn't love Danny Rick? But it's actually Hashes into the pit now, so we'll have to see where he comes out. And Uncle Ben's get a nice little overtake on C. Barry there.
That was a tough spot to overtake, actually, through... Yeah, it was a tough spot for it to overtake.
Yeah, he just did it right around the turn. C. Barry went a little bit wide, and Uncle Ben just kind of slipped in there. But it's actually C. Barry's going to get back alongside him and re-overtake going into turn 1. JC's pumping out some pretty good times here on those mediums, trying to catch Hash as well.
Yeah, I think Barry's going to have to pit soon because there's no use for him going much longer if he's going to go to another set of softs either.
True. And Jinnit's actually into the pit. So what, Hash just came out behind AE on fresh soft, so he should be able to catch him. Where is Jinnit going to come out?
He's got to be probably just behind Hash now, because I bet the undercut's going to be relatively powerful here with such a short track.
Yeah, so Jennett's actually looking to come out potentially 6. Where's Impossible? Impossible's just coming down the pit lane right now, but Jennett's going to have it into turn 1 as well. He's got the soft, so he should be able to break away. Hash is getting fairly close to AE. Now AE's first place is in jeopardy here in the slipstream. Hash goes, but it doesn't look like the straight is going to be long enough to go into whatever turn this is with the short track. Throws me completely off.
Yeah, I have no idea what the turn numbers are anymore.
Yeah, it's gone, especially with Bahrain. It's so weird the way they do their turns as well.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Looking at their ERS management here, Hash has 60% and Adotonian only has 2. So this is going to be an easy overtake on the main straight.
But yeah, with this long straight, AE doesn't get DRS from Knuckles ahead of him. So yeah, like you said, easy overtake for Hash into first place. Now Jennett's got 6 seconds between him and JC Blackley. And I think Knuckles felt like he needed to avoid there, but not knowing that he was ghosting.
Being a nice guy, I think he's Canadian too.
Yeah, he's got to be from Vancouver with that name.
More than likely, you have to be.
Yeah.
What else we got going on down the grid? Kaz is coming up on Best Pawns for 6th.
Kaz also has that penalty for 3 seconds, so he's going to have to overtake and then increase that gap.
And then so Impossible Bacon also has a 3-second penalty with the hards.
13-second gap between himself and the Best Pawns, though. So that should be safe.
Yeah, that's a lot to make up in 9 laps around here.
So have you kind of fiddled with the spectator menu at all?
I'm screwing around with the right side now, so I'm moving with the tires and the penalties.
I got you. It's actually not that bad of a system. So what I usually throw on is telemetry and lap data on, so you can see all of that as well as full track map. That helps out majorly.
When someone just stops, all of a sudden you can go find them.
Yeah, exactly. But see Barry into the pit, feeling like those softs aren't going to last in the rest of this race.
Yeah, so he's going to go to the softs and just... Oh, did he go to the mediums?
He did. Maybe he might not have had an extra set. Maybe he went soft.
Yeah. Oh, could have. It's unfortunate. It would have been nice to have the softs to try to make up some ground.
But Jin's actually
already caught up to JC.
Yeah, that gap is no more. JC's going to be in trouble. It's a podium spot.
Janet's used almost all of his ERS to get there, though. But so is JC.
So are you sim or are you on controller?
I got a wheel, yeah.
Nice. How long have you been racing wheel for? Ooh.
Not long. That was JC won't be happy with that one.
No. I mean, honestly, I can't feel like I can blame Jinnit too much there.
No.
JC kind of slowed up a little bit and they tapped the back, and see, Barry's actually retired here.
Wonder what happened there. We got virtual.
Just a VSC right now. No cars need to pit. Where is he? Oh,
No, the only person I could see pitting here would be the Impossible thing. He's gonna... No point with 15 seconds behind.
So Kaz actually overtook the Best Pawns right before that. I wasn't able to catch that. Right before the VSC. So now he's got 7 full laps to try and move that gap up to 3 seconds so he can hold that position. It looks like Impossible is going to hold on to 5th, and Jin has got just over 4 seconds between himself and AE as we go back green.
I gotta think that virtual actually helped AE. Would have helped him, because I think he was empty on ERS, and now he's still empty, 13%.
So young DJ is in the pits after going 16 lap deeps on those hards. And imagine those may have been able to last out a little bit longer. I didn't even notice that Jacko's all the way back in 15th.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, he goes up to 13th with overtaking Young as well as Yolmir, with Young coming out of the pit now.
But now he has 9 seconds till Ray.
Oh, so see, Barry just sent in that he's got cold tires on his outlap. And that's what made that happen.
I wonder if it was like the glitched cold ones, or when it was just like normal cold tires.
So what other days do you race on in other leagues?
Right now I'm just Wednesday, Thursday. I was in a Sunday one, but we're in lockdown still here, or we were. So I was racing Sundays, but I'm not too positive that I'll be able to do Sundays, just life. So, yeah, mostly Wednesday, Thursday, and then might be getting into a Monday or Tuesday.
I got you. So you're gonna go right down the rabbit hole.
Might as well.
Yeah. Oh, Yolmir's actually gone as well. May retire in the pit. And I didn't see, but Jinnit actually gets AE down the pit straight into turn 1.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I didn't catch him getting. I didn't see him getting that close. And now him and Hash are on the same tires, so.
Best Pawns gets fairly easily overtaken by Uncle Ben's Rice down the pit straight as well. Bahrain has definitely turned out to be one of the more exciting circuits on the grid. On the track list, especially the short. The short actually is pretty good.
It is pretty good. It doesn't have a weird pit entry or anything either, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. As well as exit, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like you race at Japan short, or even I guess Britain's okay, but Britain's is just so long, so you basically lose a whole lap just going into the pits. Here it's pretty good.
Spaceman and Ray are battling. Ray is trying to defend around the outside. Spaceman's trying to hold it. Both are on fairly even tires here. Ray's gonna still be able to hold on to 11th as well.
This can be a good battle.
Oh man, it's just hovering at 124 followers. We need that one more to get us to 125. Oh, hey Yolmir, how's it going, man? You retired, what happened? Here you go, you take this battle away. What's going on with Spaceman?
Oh, well apparently Ray defended right off the bat. I'm actually surprised that he had so much pace. Oh, actually didn't have enough pace because he still was able to defend down the inside on turn 1 and into turn 2. And I guess now we usually have that second DRS straight that's no longer there, so we're back into the second part of the circuit here.
Into kind of sector 2. It just kind of skips the last part of sector 1 and then just gets right into sector 2.
It's so weird still not seeing that, because you didn't ordinarily you wouldn't have to get your move done into turn 1. You could just wait up into turn 4 and just use the second DRS, but now with that weird turn there, you do get the DRS again, but it's not like you can come off it with that much speed.
Yeah, plus that second DRS section, it's not really inviting for a pass.
No, it's really hard to make that overtake up into that next turn too, because it's that really harsh left-hander that you just want to sway out to the outside. So I mean, where do you go?
Yeah, for sure. It's a tough battle into that one. But Jacko's moving himself back up the grid and does get Ray. Now Spaceman's actually trying to battle with those two as well.
Yeah, Ray came right back at him too.
With Spaceman, who's got the DRS, and he's not going to throw on the overtake though, and Ray's going to hold on to 12th spot. Yeah,
see that corner there, it'd be so hard to overtake into, because you'd have to get the move done before you even get there.
Ooh. That was close. But Yolmir saying that he extended his medium to 17 laps to use the soft to the end, but the game put him on hard, so he lost too much time and then retired in pits. So, is there a couple of drivers right now in Div 2 that you think are going to really battle in Div 1 at the next year when they get moved up?
Yeah, I think it's it's hard to tell because I've done a few races, with Tuesdays or whatever with some of the Div 1 guys, so you can see the pace. Cake Thomas has really good pace. Sadistic Cake. The top guys in D2, I think, are going to have no problem, at the very least, competing in the midfield at D1, but it's really hard to gauge. All I know is they're pretty solid drivers, and to be honest with you, they're also pretty good. I mean, for the most part, they're pretty good to get along with as well. Not too much crazy shit going on.
Yeah, that's good. It's we actually stopped sending out invites as commissioners to try and get people into the league, and it just kept growing off of word of mouth from friends of friends getting others to join in. And
crazy.
Yeah, that's initially what made us kind of extend it to Div 3 at the end of last year, and then as well as kind of push us into Div 4 now. It's just all friends and other racers that have just kind of pushed us into making. And then, of course, when we said, okay, Div 4 is going to happen, let's start getting other drivers, then it just filled up instantly, and it's just, this league is just ever growing. But I think we're going to cap it at Div 4.
Nice.
The stewards have a lot to do. That being myself.
There's a point of diminishing return, right? And
yeah.
At a certain point, it's like bigger isn't always just the end-all, be-all. And you get to be more selective with drivers as you go. If you stay at 4, it's like the NHL. If they had 75 teams, they wouldn't be that good.
Yeah,
they're only that good because there's only 32 of them, or there's about to be, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, all the other drivers can go to the K.
Yeah, right. Get the Russian gas treatment over there.
Oh, what happened to the best pawns? It didn't look like Monkey tapped him there, but he kind of lost it. And is now down in 10th with Valentine. Oh, and what the heck? Hash comes over the win. We're already done 29 laps. And Jinnit Twin is going to come over second. It looks like AE is going to finish in third coming down the straight stretch.
Like, shit, are we there yet? Like, holy crap.
Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. We might have a little bit of a sprint to the finish here between Impossible and JC.
JC gets him. Is there penalties?
No, he doesn't. Yeah. They were actually even on penalties.
Actually, you know what? Impossible did a good job there on those hards.
Yeah, 18 laps deep. Pretty solid stuff. Cass picking up another penalty just to finish it off, and it looks like he may have run out of gas as well. No, he just concedes position, and down into 9th place he goes. The best pawns rounding out the top 10. Jacko, not one that he's going to want to remember in 11th place.
I wonder if he lost a wing or something early on.
Something must have happened with him. Are you one to swerve out and try and destroy the car going over the line? Because I'm noticing a lot of that lately.
You know what? I've never done that, which is, I don't know why. I guess it looks kind of fun to do. I guess my thought is, like, I'd do it like a second early and just end up not finishing the race.
Oh, God, that's funny. Well, Kenny one time did it and crashed out, and then didn't make it over the line, so he lost about 6 positions.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that's like my fear with the whole thing. I'm like, I'll just drive through.
Yeah, right. I mean, is it really worth it?
Probably not.
Yeah,
depends on what position you're in, I guess.
True. I mean, if you got nothing to lose, might as well.
Who took it home tonight then?
That'd be Hash gets number 1. Janet gets fastest lap of a lap time of 59 seconds. So pretty much a secure Grand Prix lap time there. A. Daltonian rounds out the podium on 3rd. JC Blackley coming over 4th. Impossible 5th. Uncle Ben's Rice 6th. Monkey 7th. Valentine or Valentine. Don't know what it is quite yet. Oh, he's American, so it's probably Valentine. 8th. Kaz 9th. The best pawns 10th. Jacko in 11th, Ray 12th, Spaceman 13th, Young DJ 14th, VTech 15th, Knuckles in 16th, Menace 17th, and DNFs going to Yolmir Seabury and ZGS. So I guess am I gonna expect you next Friday then?
Maybe I'll be in it instead.
Maybe I'll race it.
Well, I don't usually register, sign up for check-in or whatever for Fridays, just because I'm not always sure what's going on, and so I don't want to be that guy that checks in and doesn't show. So then it's like a last-minute thing, which isn't fair to anybody else, but at least everybody else gets to race. So
yeah, that's fair. Because I mean, yeah, we do have no shows on Friday more than any other race day, but it was good that we got a full 20 today, so we'll take it.
absolutely. Who won the night?
The overall
Guess
night,
we're gonna find out.
I believe it's Jinnit.
Yeah, what was he, third or fourth in the first race?
I think he may have double podiumed, but Jacko won the first one, but with the 11th place, that kind of throws him out of that running. But once we get back in that lobby, I think because it takes both races, does it not?
It should, yeah, just in the standings in the lobby.
So finally, how long have you been racing in F1 for? How many years? What was your first F1 game?
19 was my first one, and I was just on controller until like maybe 3 months ago, and then I got a G29, then I upgraded to the CSL, like, I don't know, I got it like 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Nice.
So not very long. I'm competitive though, so I just practice.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You're not doing, because sometimes going from controller to wheel is a tough move for some guys.
It was fun.
Do you feel like you'd still be faster on controller, or you think you surpassed yourself now?
No, I don't even know what would happen. I should try it one of these nights, just see how I'd feel on it. But with this new wheel, you feel everything. It's amazing.
Awesome, good stuff. Yeah, I need to get myself one of those bad boys, but I'm stuck in the booth every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I signed up for reserves, but I never really have my chance, so I'll take it. And plus, with the amount of commentating I do, I just don't have the ability to kind of put in the time to get myself back into my mid-season form, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta put in a little time, or else you lose the feel.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I'm really getting into it, and I'm just feeling it for the day, I'll do my career, and then by the time in my third race is when I'm like really doing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Do you wanna close out the stream? Do you think you're confident enough? You gotta make sure.
Hell no. Everybody enjoy your Bud Lights and have a good night.
Oh, man, I'm drinking Canadian Kokanee, my guy.
Oh, I like that.
I
don't know why I have Bud Light in a bottle though.
Okay, I think Kokanee's underrated as a beer, honestly.
I agree. I actually haven't had it in forever.
I think it's a solid.
You know what beer I've really liked lately? I'm not sure if you've ever had it. Is Soul. Mexican, like a
Corona.
Corona,
Yeah,
I actually think it's better.
I have that at the country cabarets when I go.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I love that beer.
It's not bad. It's not underrated beer as well. You know, I don't think you will. You ever heard of Rolling Rock?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Rolling Rock's a great beer.
They're not a bad beer.
I think that they're from around here somewhere.
Actually,
They're Canadian, I believe, and they. I want to say that they have a spin-off that might even be that Triple Bogey brand.
Oh, really?
That also has a curling one. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Canadian companies are funny like that.
There you go. Well, you've gotten your multiplayer series races as well as your beer talks, your Canadian beer talks for the night. But yeah, that is about it from us in MidWest tonight. Be sure to come back and check us out on Wednesday starting at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. I've of course once again been joined on the second half of this broadcast by Smith Pell, and we may see him next week if he's not racing, so stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll try and get another guest. If not, I haven't had one for a while. I keep forgetting to try and reach out to guys, but we'll try and get that going once again. But thanks again, Smith Pell, for stopping by. Appreciate it. You kind of saved me from my insane asylum that I kind of run into every Friday night from time to time.
No problem. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks, man. You as well, and everyone else around the world as well. If you're tuning in, be sure to have a good rest of your Friday night, or if you're in Australia, Saturday afternoon. But that is about it. It's it from us here in the MidWest F1 League, and enjoy what is left of your weekend wherever you are. Okay, there we go.